I was over visiting my family who were living in Ireland at the time, and they'd been over there for some time, and I hadn't seen them in a good long while. And during our visit, we had this incredible walk that we did from Bray, across Bray Head down into Greystones. And just during that walk, I was so overwhelmed by the scene being like at the cliffside, and there were all of the, everything was sparkling because it had just finished raining, because that's Ireland for you. And when I was in Dublin on my way down to visit, I picked up a penny whistle. I'd not played the penny whistle before, but I picked one up because I would always love to play music for my family, and I couldn't bring a piano with me.
Well, I was going to ask, had you written a tune before? So then, because you guys went to Greystones after, and you had written the tune?
Yeah.
Had you heard the tune before then?
No, because Cait never played the whistle before, like with us, really.
Right, so you hadn't played
no,
the piano.
and it wasn't until we started to, I think probably just before you guys moved in, was that we started to explore all this Celtic music, and then we just started to mess around with that piece one day, and I knew Cait, I think we played on the piano, if I recall.
Well, so when the tune came to me, I had the whistles what I had with me. And so I wrote it so that it could be played on the whistle. When I got home, because it wasn't my instrument, I put the whistle away. I'm like, that's a nice souvenir. And then I played it on the piano, and I wrote chords, and I thought through that element of it. And so I would play it on the piano because that was just a more comfortable instrument for me. And then once the band got up and running, and I thought, well, this actually might be a chance to bring it back to the instrument that it came from, and sound certainly nicer than
We kind of reintroduced it. Yeah, we had a chance to sort of work on putting together an opening, and then we put in the middle section, and then Earl showed up with his fiddle, and we got to hear this incredible solo. And so that was like a coalescing moment along with Miriam's accordion too. We all just
nailed together. Yeah. I mean, we played it a couple times, and obviously you had a kind of a sense of what it was going to be, and maybe not. Maybe we were just feeling it out, but it's come a long way from the first couple times we played it.
Yeah, and I mean, for me too, just in those first moments of hearing all the voices of the instruments come in and really just swell in a way that you can't. I mean, as a piano player, there's only so much that I could do to play it solo on any of the instruments, that all of a sudden there was just so much more to it. And then going that next stage when we had Ben come in and create
more layers and more layers and more.
Suddenly there's a whole orchestra.
Yeah, I mean, that whole Lorena's arrangement for that was just unbelievable. I think when we all heard that and saw the music, and then got to hear it with the orchestra, and suddenly you've got 55 other instruments behind us to be lifting this thing up was absolutely amazing.
It's funny now because there's actually parts of Ben Martin's arrangements that I hear when we play it just amongst ourselves, and so it's funny how they kind of, the tunes change over time, and you hear these bits and other people add something, and you're like, you can't really picture the time when it didn't have that in it.
So, Cait, how did you feel hearing your composition with the orchestra?
Oh my gosh. I had my eyes very tightly shut. I was trying to, just emotionally keep it together. That was something I never thought I would have the chance to experience. And to just, I mean, a hometown crowd as well. I mean, it was chock-a-block full of friends and family, all of our favorite people. It was wonderful, but that experience was sort of otherworldly to me at that moment. It really was.
Yeah, the symphony is so evocative as it is, and then once you're on piece, and then even I was having trouble not tearing up seeing your mom in the crowd. It's so yeah, it was a pretty special moment for sure.
I just love the sound of the orchestra that just like swell over top of you, and then you're kind of doing your part, and then all of a sudden it's like waves washing over you what we're playing.
Well, then we got to take it to the next level, and with Loreena McKennitt as her band for a tour in the summer of 2020. A bunch of festivals across Ontario, and then we got to hear another arrangement because we had Caroline Lavelle, her longtime cellist, came in and added her parts, and then and Loreena adding the harp and isolating the harp, because when I worked on the record and producing it, it was like I isolated the harp, and so I had a strong feeling of what that part sounded like, but then hearing Loreena add her own take on that was like a whole next level, so it was an amazing part of the experience too.
Back to when were first starting to bring it together. I thought like the whistle is it's this sweet little melody, and then when it comes around to the violin solo, it just like soars, and then it comes back down to this sweet little melody, and then on the accordion too, it's fun to like just really bring in. Without the orchestra, that's about as
Well, it's got all that so much dynamic range in it, and it's funny actually because that's just exactly how you were describing it. It really parallels the experience when you're going on that walk. Is that you've got it? I mean, you're schlepping it up this hill. It's a beautiful view, but you're working hard. You're dodging the gorse. You know, there's all of this going on, and then you get to the top, and you just have this pristine view out across the sea. And that is like, that's the solo in my mind, is you're sort of off and you're just completely soaring with the birds and everything going on, and then back down to the ground and back down into Greystones and into the village. So it does complete the whole, you know, the experience that I was going through when the tune started happening all those years ago.
Well, in a funny way now, the way we've recorded it is because we did it with the symphony. And so we had this, like, we started on putting this thing together, recorded it with the symphony, we get this huge version of it, and then we sort of take it down a level by just having, you know, Caroline and Loreena in there. And then on our next record, when that comes out, chapter 2, is we're going to have really back to what we originally started with, and we're going to get to hear it the way it was organically first meant to be heard.
It's nice. It's come full circle.
It's come full circle.